Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on Cloud Hopper today. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be flying the TBM 930 from Olympia up to Everett this evening. I waited for the weather to clear up. It was kind of crappy here, so waited for it to clear up for us to have a nice evening flight up there. So let's go ahead and get this bird started, and we'll pick up the weather and then get out of here. We'll start off with a switches check. Parking brake is on. Bleed is set to auto. Inertial separator is on. We'll go ahead and leave the de-icing off. Everything up here looks good. Taxi landing off, pulse off. We'll turn the nav on, get the panel lights on so that once battery power gets applied, we can get some lights on this stuff. Ignition is set to auto. Fuel selector is set to auto. Boost pump is set to auto as well. And autopilot and trim are set to on. Gang bar off, source battery. Generator main. Avionics are coming on, so let's go ahead and wait for engine monitors to get live. Okay, let's go ahead and kick on the starter. Once NG reaches 13%, I'll go ahead and place throttles to idle. There's 11, there's 12, there's 13. Introducing fuel to the engine, looking for hot start, hung start. NG's 41%. EGT is rising. 50% starter cutoff. And that's a good engine. All right, let's go ahead and listen to the weather here.
Kilo Oscar Lima Mike automated weather observation 0000 Zulu. Wind 205 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 1,900 feet broken. Temperature 9 Celsius. 2.10 Celsius. Altimeter 3010.
All right, 3010 on the
Okay.
Thank you. 3010 on the altimeter. And we'll get our secondary up as well. That's our backup. 30. Almost there, almost there. Get that little flag out of the way. 3010. Okay, looks good. Let's get our flight plan set. One thing I like about the TBM's avionics is that they're very user-friendly. G1000s are great, but this system's really nice. Going up to Payne Field. The procedures that we're going to be going for today is the ILS Yankee 16 right, and we will do the Ewok transition. I already checked the weather before we got on the plane today for whatever it's looking like. Their winds right now are variable at 4, so that's why we've selected this runway. I'm going to go ahead and do a final switch check and everything, and then we'll go ahead and taxi over to runway 17 based on the wind here. Taxi lights on, panel lights, everything looks good here. Alright, everything looks good here. We're going to go brakes off. And we'll make sure to steer clear out of our ground cruise way here. Don't want to hit him. Just point our wing at him. There you go. See you later. Wave at him. See you later. Bye. Do a brake check. Brake check's good. Our brakes on, yes, thank you. Not really anticipating running into any sort of icing today. We'll just make sure that we keep an eye on it. But before taking off, we'll go ahead and get our left and right pitot heaters on. Taxi landing lights on, pulse lights on, as well as strobes. Okay, everything looks good there. All right. I'm going to do a throttle adjustment here. Hopefully it doesn't kill my motor. Okay. Let's get going. Today we're not going to be doing any sort of, we're not going to be going out on the KOLM 5 departure. We're just going to go straight. We're going to do a right turn out and then right on course. That's just what we're going to do today. And then we are going to climb up to, let's climb up to 7,000 today. Not too high. It'll keep us nice and fast also. And it'll also give us, you know, something nice to look at along the way. 7,000 feet set on the bug. And we'll just hand fly this guy out until we get on course, then we'll activate our autopilot. Flap set for takeoff. Lights are on. Pitot heat's on. Everything looks good. Parking brakes off. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. Boy, look at that sunset out there, huh? It's going to be a nice flight. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. One of the things that I like about the TBM is once you get going, once you get rolling, once you set your throttle to idle, after you've set your rolling speed, it basically likes to just stay there. It's really nice. Boy, lining up on the runway is like one of my favorite parts of flying, I will say, because then it's just you, 5,000 feet of concrete. All right, throttle's up. Everything looks good, sounds good. Gauge is green, airspeed's alive. Let's go full throttle here. Try to maintain center here. A little bit of a right crosswind there. There you go. And she's off. Little tap on the brakes. Positive rate. Gear up. Go ahead and get that yaw damper on. But these TBMs are just phenomenal airplanes. All right, 1,200 feet. We'll go ahead and start making a right turn out of here. Keep her under 10 degrees. Yes, thank you. We'll keep those ITGs down. Thank you. Getting a little hot in the exhaust there. Alright, now that we are kind of underway here, we'll go ahead and turn off the inertial separator. That'll also help us pick up some more airspeed. Alright, let's go ahead and straighten up here. Get ourselves set up on a nice pitch. That looks pretty good. Square up our heading bug, start setting up to get the autopilot taking over. There we go, let's get the autopilot on. And she'll start following the heading bug and getting us up to 7,000. Bit much torque, we'll bring throttle down just a little bit. And as we're starting to converge on our course here. We'll switch over to nav, and it's going to turn us left on course. Downtown Olympia down there. West Olympia. And you've got old downtown right there on the water. Okay, got a little bit less than 1,000 feet to go. 6,400. Outside air temperature is -5 degrees Celsius, so if we happen to go through any clouds, it looks like maybe we'll go through a couple of small tufts of clouds here. We'll just see if we pick up any sort of icing. 7,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and start bringing our throttle down. Maybe 75%. Should be a nice cruise there. Alright, under separators off, pitot heats are on. Windshield de-ice not really necessary right now. A little cold, so we'll get a little heat going. Flaps up, gear up, on course. Alright. And this is basically where we'll stay up until we get to, I believe at that point was AWOC. Once again, thank you for joining me on Cloudhopper today. Always a pleasure to have you on board. And if you're sticking around for the full flight today, thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And if you're liking what you see so far, please hit like and comment and possibly subscribe if you'd like. If you'd like to see more. As this channel ages, I will be obviously posting more videos, and I'd like the content the quality to be a lot better. So the longer this is around and the more viewers we can get, the better we can make this channel. Looks like we got a little bit of traffic down there. Let's see how far down he is. ADSB is telling us he's 3,100 feet below us. Look at him go. Look at him go. A little bit more traffic up there. Go and square up our heading bug here. And as you can see from down here, we're crabbed over pretty well. We got a 33 knot crosswind here, but on the plus side we do have an 8 knot tailwind, so indicating 212 knots. And 247 knots across the ground, so we're making good time. It says we're going to be crossing AWOC in about 13 minutes. So another wonderful thing about these TBMs, they move quick. They'll, if you're flying regionally like I like to do in this in the Pacific Northwest here, it's a great plane for doing that. Let's go ahead and see if we can start picking up the weather up in Everett. Looks like weather is reading 35004. So we may have to change our approach here. Yeah, we're gonna have to come from the south. So let's go ahead and change this to runway 34 left. And we'll do the Seattle transition. Load and activate. Okay, so now GPS is turning us directly towards SeaTac. You know, and that happens sometimes. You know, when you're flying along there, you check the weather and it changes, and sometimes you got to change your approach. Now, granted, if we were talking to air traffic control, they'd be the ones telling us where we need to be going and giving us our advisories. But looking ahead at the weather, you know, if say for instance, if they hadn't caught it yet, we could ask for a different approach, and then they could also plan accordingly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some approach plates here. To see where we need to be at on this approach here. All right, RNF 34 left here. It's showing that we need to, excuse me, to start this approach at 3,000 feet. And we need to be at 3,000 feet by Rario, is what it says. For the miss approach, it says we're going to climb to 3,000, direct Ewok, and hold. That was our old point, so we'll just make sure that we get down to 3,000 for this approach. Getting pretty close to SeaTac. You can see that traffic down there. Boy, that sun has turned everything nice and pink out here tonight. One of the things that I did not turn off on takeoff was taxi and landing lights. We are below 18,000 feet, so we are definitely complying with the lights on below 18,000. I'm looking at my window here and I'm seeing a little bit of just the lightest little bit of icing here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on windshield ice here, or windshield de-icing. And for safety's sake, we'll go ahead and turn on the prop de-ice too. Spinning so fast we can't tell if that's picking up any ice. Our wings aren't, it looks like, so always better to stay on top of things and stay ahead of things before they get out of control. It looks like we're basically almost directly over SeaTac. Once we get close to main side Seattle, then we'll go ahead and start dropping down to 3,000 feet. Boy, look at that traffic map, huh? A lot of traffic down there. Okay, we got 17 miles until we get to Rario. So we're going to go ahead and set the altitude bug to 3,000 feet. And I want to be at 3,000 before Rario. Start bringing vertical speed down to cross Rario at 3,000. Airspeed's going to rise here. That's fine. We're still going to be in the green arc. Make a nice fast cruising descent. Oh yeah, I got that sun beaming in on that left side there. There's the Southern District of Seattle. There's the stadiums, baseball field and football. Main side Seattle on our left, and if we look off to our right, we might be able to see Bellevue. Maybe not. 5,000 for 3,000. Let's go ahead and square up our heading bug here. A little bit of traffic off our left side. He's not going to be, I see him. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. We're already descending, and what is he doing? Got like a 90-degree bank there. That is very interesting. Okay, well. That was fun. Alright, coming up on Rario here. And leveling off here at 3,000. Since we're getting fairly close to the airfield, we'll go ahead and start, we'll just go ahead and throttle down and bleed off that airspeed. Start to get us into the white arc. It got dark as soon as we descended into this cloud layer. But outside air temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. Icing is not a factor. Pulse nav, strobe, landing taxi lights on.
Traffic, 7 o'clock, same altitude, 2 miles.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to see that guy. Besides, we've already been cleared for our approach. Go ahead and throttle down some more. Should be at about gear down level right now, but just don't want to overspeed it, you know? Gear coming down. Go ahead and hit the approach. Now, autopilot's going to capture that glide path, but we are staying right over the controls in case it decides it wants to do something else. First notch flaps coming down, throttle coming up. Looking at our approach plate, it looks like minimum for this approach is 1,020 feet. So if we don't see the airfield by 10:20, we will do the missed approach. Start bringing that power down. Got to get that airspeed away. Got a little bit of ground contact out there. Certainly a rainy night. All right, let's go ahead and get our second notch of flaps down. And we're looking for about 85 knots across the threshold tonight. Gas is good, gear is down, undercarriage, there's no manifold, well, throttle, props, system settings, yaw damper off, thank you. $1760 on the altitude. Again, we are looking for 1020. Airspeed 95, altitude 1620. And throttle down just a little bit more. $1020 is our magic number. We are ready for go around. Airspeed 91. We'll throttle up just a little bit more. Give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. 1340 on the altitude. Man, we're getting close. We're getting close. There we go. 2 white, 2 red, airfield in sight. 200 feet above minimums. It's not too shabby.
500.
Go and throttle up a little bit more. As it starts to level off, it's going to start to bleed a little bit of airspeed, so we want to keep it above. Autopilot coming off. Just go ahead and finish this up by hand. Got a nice long runway here. So no need to try to slam it down into the ground really quick or anything. What's nice also about these TBMs too is they float so well when they're in ground effect. It just makes for the nicest landings. But hopefully I don't jinx myself here today. Go ahead and get ourselves to idle, trim it up, and just let her float. Just let her float. Bleed off that airspeed and hold that nose. Hold it off. Hold it off. There we go. Come on. You got it. Ah, there we go. And let that nose just gently fall. Okay, get on the brakes a little bit. And we'll exit next taxiway. Welcome to Everett. Painfield. Big airfield. They got Boeing that works here, and they make planes here. Right. Let's get out of here. And then we will go ahead and clean up the plane. All right, flaps up. Taxi lights on, strobes off, pulse off. Let's go and get ourselves parked. Quite a nice flight tonight. Took off out of Olympia. It was nice and sunny, pink skies on the way here, and dark, cloudy, rainy, overcast here up in Everett. Good way to summarize the weather up here in Washington. It does make for some really enjoyable IFR flying, I will say, though. Once again, if you have enjoyed your time here with Cloudhopper, please hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. Yeah, see, I wasn't kidding. This airfield is big. We're just going to be going over to these hangars here on the left side here. And I'll worry about getting my tug out here, push the plane back in. But other than that, thank you once again for joining me on Cloudhopper. That was Olympia to Everett. Come on, let's get the throttle off there.
Pain airport information.
Whoa.
Quebec 0000 Zulu. Wind 004 at tree.
Thank you.
Visibility 10 in heavy rain. Sky conditions, ceiling 1000.
All right. Thank you once again for joining me on Cloudhopper, and I will see you next time.